cottage made of stone, a garden that I tend alone. The sage grows tall beside the thyme, each leaf a remedy for time. The rosemary for memory's sake, the chamomile for those who wake. I learned these arts from mother's hand, who learned from hers across the land. A chain of women who understand. Every root and every bloom holds the power to make room for the healing thou dost seek in the petals soft and meek. The villagers come one by one, when fever burns or hope is gone. I brew the tea, I mix the balm, and press it gently in their palm. No coin is asked, no debt is made. The garden gives, it is not paid. The lavender blooms purple bright, a fragrant guard against the night. It turns the darkness into light. Every root and every bloom holds the power to make room for the healing thou dost seek in the petals soft and meek. Some call it magic, some call it lore. I call it listening, nothing more. The plants will tell thee what they need, if thou art still enough to hear. So come and sit among the green, the quietest place thou hast seen. The garden knows thy weary soul and tends the parts that need made whole. The sun climbs high, the herbs stand proud. No medicine is half as loud as silence in a garden old, where healing stories have been told.
Just before the town, the boats sit gentle, tethered down. I take my net upon the pier and mend the holes from yesteryear. The knots are small but firm and tight, each one repaired by morning light. The tide comes in with silverfish, a humble catch, a simple wish, just enough for one more dish. Mend the net and mend the day, every knot will find its way. What is torn can be made whole with steady hands and patient soul. The children gather shells nearby and toss them at the morning sky. The gulls protest but carry on like sentinels from dusk to dawn. My wife brings bread and salted tea, the finest breakfast by the sea. The boats will sail when noon is high, but now the morning says stand by and let the harbor lullaby. Mend the net and mend the day, every knot will find its way. What is torn can be made whole with steady hands and patient soul. The sea has taken more than fish, it's taught me what I'd never wish, that strength is not in fighting storms, but in the mending after forms. The ocean spread, a fisherman who knows the cost of every net and every loss. The pier grows warm beneath the sun, the mending done, the day begun. I fold the net and face the blue. The sea is old, the heart is true.
The rain has washed the garden clean, every stone a silver sheen. The roses lift their heavy heads and shake the drops from crimson threads. The earthworm's surface breathe the air, a world reborn beyond outwards. The herb patch steams in morning sunlight. Tea, the earth itself has spun. The spider web holds diamond beads, a jeweler's work on silken weeds, the finest craft that nature breeds. After rain, the world is bright, every color holds the light. The garden glistens fresh and new, 1,000 greens in every hue. The rain was not a punishment, but something that the garden meant to drink its fill and grow again. The blessing hidden in the rain. Step outside on muddy ground and hear the garden's grateful sound. Each petal holds a crystal tear of joy that morning finally is here. The garden dries beneath the blue, but keeps the rain in every hue. The flowers lean toward the light and bloom with all their gentle might.
The candle melts upon the desk, the ink has dried, the quill at rest. The map I drew shows lands unknown, beyond the mountains, past the throne. But now my eyes are growing dim, the edges of the world grow thin. The compass spins, then settles true, pointing somewhere past the blue. But tonight it points to you. Lay the compass down tonight, fold the map by candlelight. The world will wait for morning's call, but sleep will not, it comes for all. I've charted coastlines, drawn the stars, mapped the distances of scars. Every mountain has its name, no two journeys are the same. But the sweetest place I found is this chair on solid Breezes curl in evening air, like waves upon a sea somewhere, a gentle tide beyond compare. Lay the compass down tonight, fold the map by candlelight. The world will wait for morning's call, but sleep will not. It comes for all. What use is knowing every road if rest is never in the code? The wisest maps I've ever read all led the traveler back to bed. Close the atlas, set it down, remove the weight of every town. The cartographer must sleep at last, and let the charted day sail past. The candle dies, the room goes dark, but in my dreams I still embark on roads undrawn and seas unseen, the kindest maps of all I dream.
Beside the river, old and wide, I sat and let the current guide my thoughts like leaves upon the stream, to places found in half a dream. The willows bent to touch the flow, as if they had somewhere to go. The water speaks in silver tongues of all the songs that must be sung, of all the rest that must be won. The river knows thy name, dear heart, it knew thee from the very start. So lay thy worry on the shore, and let the current ask for more. A heron stands on one thin leg, as patient as a whispered beg. The fish below move slow and free, like thoughts that float eternally. The bridge ahead is made of stone, 1,000 travelers it has known. The afternoon is amber gold, the kind of warmth that breaks the cold, the kind of peace that can't be sold. The river knows thy name, dear heart, it knew thee from the very start. So lay thy worry on the shore and let the current ask for more. I've traveled far to find this place, where time moves at a gentler pace, where every ripple seems to say thou art exactly where to stay. And I belong to every note within its song. My name is written in the tide, and I am resting by its side. The sun dips low, the water gleams. I close my eyes and drift to dreams. The river holds me soft and deep, a lullaby to help me sleep. Before the village starts to wake, I'm kneading dough for morning's sake. The flour dust, the wooden board, a simple gift I can afford. The oven breathes its ancient heat, the scent of bread runs down the street. The sky turns pink along the east, a daily joy, a quiet feast. The smallest things matter the least and most. First light touches everything, makes the ordinary sing. A loaf of bread, a warming flame. Tomorrow I shall do the same. The widow comes with coins in hand. The children line up barely planned. Each gets a roll still warm inside, with bits of honey tucked to hide. Their laughter is the payment true, more precious than the morning dew. The village life it saves. First light touches everything, makes the ordinary sing. A loaf of bread, a warming flame. Tomorrow I shall do the same. I do not make a hero's tale, no sword, no quest, no holy grail. But every morning, dark to bright, I turn the flower into light. So rise with me before the sun, and see how gently day is spun. From darkness into golden thread, from simple wheat to daily bread. The oven hums, the bread is done, another day has just begun. I wipe my hands and watch the light turn everything from wrong to right.
The furnace breathes its orange heart and melts the sand to liquid art. I gather glass upon the rod, a glowing pearl, a tiny god. My breath flows steady through the pipe and shapes the molten, turns it right. The bubble grows from nothing small, a universe inside a ball, the thinnest walls that never fall. Breathe and shake, breathe and turn, watch the glass begin to learn. Every vessel starts as air, every beauty starts with care. Finished vase, it's cool and clear, a captured sky for half a year. The merchant holds it to the light and sees the colors burning bright. But what he holds is just my breath, made solid, frozen, cheating death. The workshop glows at every hour with ember ash and gentle power, a forge where fragile things can flower. Breathe and shape, breathe and turn, watch the glass begin to learn. Every vessel starts as air, every beauty starts with care. The trick is not the heat or hand, but learning how to understand that glass will go where breath will lead, a partnership of lung and need. As evening falls, the glass cools, singing in the halls. Tomorrow I will breathe again and turn the fire into rain. Ferryman waits by the shore. His boat has made this trip before. 1,000 crossings, maybe more, between the banks of here and yore. His lantern hangs on rusted hook, a guiding light for those who look. The river murmurs deep and low, a secret only currents know, of where the restless waters go. Climb aboard, the fare is small, just a coin, a quiet call. I will take thee safe across, through the fog and through the moss. The oar dips slow into the stream. The passage feels like half a dream. The far shore glows with distant fire, a village spire, a church's spire. The ferryman hums without a word, the oldest song thou hast ever heard. Water parts and water heals. It knows exactly how it feels to carry those beneath its sails. Climb aboard, the fare is small, just a coin, a quiet call. I will take thee safe across, through the fog and through the moss. Between the shores is where I live, not here nor there, but in between. The ferryman belongs to both, a servant of the inn in between.
The journey's done, the fog retreats before the sun. Step ashore with lighter heart, the crossing was the hardest part.
The ferryman turns back again, through mist and current, wind and rain, his lantern swinging in the dark, a golden, never-fading spark. Beneath the hill where cool air stays, the barrels sleep for months and days. The wine grows dark in oaken wood, as patient as a heart that could. The stone walls weep with gentle dew, a cellar old but always new. The vintner comes with lamp in hand, to taste what time has gently planned, a craft that few can understand. Down below, the noise and strain, where the world forgets its pain, every barrel holds a year of sun and soil, joy and tear. The cobwebs hang like silver lace across the bottles in their place. Each label tells a harvest tale of summer storms and autumn hail. The air is cool, the silence deep, a perfect room for wine to sleep. No rush can reach these halls of stone, where patience sits upon its throne, and every vintage stands alone. Down below, the noise and strain, where the world forgets its pain, every barrel holds a year of sun and soil, joy and tear. They say good wine is never forced, it takes the time it needs, of course. And so perhaps we too should learn to age with grace at every turn. raise a glass to what lies deep, to all the dreams we dare to keep. Beneath the hill, beneath the stone, the finest things are slowly grown. The lamp goes out, the cellar rests among the barrels of nature's best. The wine will wait as wine has done, for someone worthy when they come. Forge is cool, the day is through, the iron shaped to something new. My hands are rough, my apron worn, but every tool from labor born. I hang my hammer on the wall and listen to the evening call. The village square grows soft and dim, the lanterns lit along the rim, a quiet hymn, an evening hymn. There's beauty in an honest day, in bread well earned and debts repaid. The anvil sings its final note, a song of steel and tender hope. My daughter brings me cider warm, her laughter shields me from all harm. The fire in the kitchen glows with stories that the family knows, a simple meal of cheese and bread with grateful hearts before we're fed. The stars come out like sparks I've made, each one a promise never swayed, each one a light that will not fade. There's beauty in an honest day, in bread well earned and debts repaid. The anvil sings its final note, a song of steel and tender hope. I do not seek a noble name, nor fortune's fickle fleeting flame. This workshop, these familiar walls are worth far more than golden halls. Fire slowly die beneath the wide and starlit sky. An honest life, an honest trade, the finest thing these hands have made. The workshop rests in shadow deep, the village settles down to sleep. Tomorrow brings another dawn, but tonight the world feels right, not wrong.
dream. The softest bed I've ever seen. The bees hum low in afternoon beneath the pale and sleepy moon. My journey paused, my feet at rest among the flowers nature blessed. The sky above is painted white with clouds that have no place to hide. They drift like ships upon the tide. Lie down among the clover sweet, where earth and heaven gently meet. No wall, no roof, just open sky, a bed of green for thee and I. A butterfly lands on my hand, so light I barely understand how something small can carry grace across such wide and open space. The dandelion seeds take flight like tiny lanterns in the light. The world feels kind when thou art still, when nothing moves against thy will, when even time has had its fill. Lie down among the clover sweet, where earth and heaven gently meet. No wall, no roof, just open sky, a bed of green for thee and I. I need no wind, no feathered bed, just clover soft beneath my head. The earth itself will hold me close and heal the parts that need it most. So rest upon this living quilt, where nature's kindness has been built. The clover blooms for weary souls who need a place to be made whole. The afternoon turns soft and gold, a warmth more precious than what's sold. I sleep beneath the endless blue and dream of places kind and true.
I sail the roads I've never walked, the mountains high, the rivers forked. Each map I draw with careful hand, of every shore and distant land. The ink is made from walnut shell, the stories told by those who fell. But late at night when stalls are bare, I trace the paths that lead nowhere, and wonder who is waiting there. Every map is someone's dream, a winding road, a silver stream, somewhere beyond the edge of here. The world is kind and nothing's drear. Traveler stopped by yesterday with tired eyes and cloak of gray. She asked me for the shortest way to find a place where she could stay. I drew a path that led her home, a road she'd walked but never known. The ink dried fast upon the page like wisdom written down by sage, a simple gift for one more stage. Every map is someone's dream, a winding road, a silver stream, somewhere beyond the edge of here. The world is kind and nothing's drear. I've drawn 10,000 roads by now, yet never left this town somehow. But every line I ink with care is half a journey, half a prayer. So take this map and hold it near. It leads to places past thy fear. The roads are kind to those who seek a gentler world, a softer week. I fold the last map of the day and pack my colors all away. The market sleeps beneath the stars, and every road is never far.
Behind the cottage made of stone, a garden that I tend alone. The sage grows tall beside the thyme, each leaf a remedy for time. The rosemary for memory's sake, the chamomile for those who wake. I learned these arts from mother's hand, who learned from hers across the land. A chain of women who understand. Every root and every bloom holds the power to make room for the healing thou dost seek in the petals soft and meek. The villagers come one by one when fever burns or hope is gone. I brew the tea, I mix the balm and press it gently in their palm. No coin is asked, no debt is made. The garden gives, it is not paid. The lavender blooms purple bright, a fragrant guard against the night. It turns the darkness into light. Every root and every bloom holds the power to make room for the healing thou dost seek in the petals soft and meek. Some call it magic, some call it lore. I call it listening, nothing more. The plants will tell thee what they need if thou art still enough to hear. The quietest place thou hast seen. The garden knows thy weary soul and tends the parts that need made whole. The sun climbs high, the herbs stand proud. No medicine is half as loud. A silence in a garden old, where healing stores.